president. They can imprison me, they can arrest me, but I tell them, they still will not win. Itaga nila yon sa bato. Madam President, before ending, let me share the declarations of our Lord God. In Isaiah 54:17. No weapon forged against you will prevail. You will refute every tongue that accuses you. This is the heritage of the servant of the Lord. This is their vindication from me. Maraming salamat po.
Nagpapasalamat po tayo kay Senator Rodante Marcoleta. If there are no interpellations, may we ask the Majority Leader for the
Yes,
referral?
Madam President. Madam President, may we refer the speech of the distinguished gentleman from Tarlac and Pampanga, Senator Marcoleta, to the Committee on Rules? I so move.
No
Madam
objection?
President.
Hearing none. So referred to the Committee on Rules.
Yes. Madam President, I think Senator Marcos is seeking the floor.
We recognize Senator Amy Marcos.
What's the pleasure, Doc?
Thank you. I'd like to make a privileged speech as already reserved from last week.
Is this, Madam President, a privileged speech or a question of personal and collective privilege?
Personal and collective
Because
privilege.
we have yet to
Yes.
dispense with, proceed to the reference of this. If it's a question of privilege, we will
Yes.
proceed, Madam President.
Yes, I rise on a matter of personal and
The
collective
good lady
privilege.
senator has indicated that she's rising on a matter of personal and collective privilege. We recognize once again Senator Amy Marcos.
Thank you very much. Magandang hapon po, Madam President, our Majority Leader, the ladies and gentlemen of the Senate. I rise today on a matter of personal and collective privilege to address a pressing issue of utmost national importance. For far too long, our Filipino people have been left uncertain, confused, deliberately kept in the dark regarding the true intentions behind the continuing and increasingly belligerent efforts to append the new Senate leadership and, worse, to amend the Constitution. The Filipino people deserve clarity. The Filipino people deserve honesty, and above all, the Filipino people deserve at least the truth. Madam President, today I will not rely solely on my own words. I will present before this chamber a short video containing documentation, footage, and statements directly connected to the ongoing efforts toward term extension and charter change. With your permission, therefore, may we now direct the technical team to play the video presentation.
Bakit nagpalit ng liderato sa Senado?
May I be allowed to humbly move to declare all seats vacant, Mr. President?
With 13 affirmative votes, 10 negative votes, and 1 abstention, the positions in all the positions in the Senate is hereby declared vacant.
Bakit ito nilusog? Bakit patuloy ang pananakot?
Talagang garapalan, obvious na obvious, iniisa-isa ang majority.
Bakit may panggigipit?
Pinakakasuhan ng Ombudsman si Senator Rodante Marcoleta ng plunder at indirect bribery.
Bakit may pambabaluktot ng kwento?
Nililito nila ang publiko. Ang kainan ay naganap alas 4 ng hapon. Ang barilan alas 7. Pinagmamalaki nilang may nangangamusta. Si Camille Villar ang unang nag-update. Saka sila nagsi-reply. Last convo, 4 p.m. Next chat, 10 p.m.
Bakit may demolition job? Bakit may pait? Bakit hindi matanggap? Napakaraming bakit. At narito ang mga sagot. Pero bago ang katotohanan, wasakin muna natin ang kasinungalingan.
I, Alan Peter Shram Cayetano, having been elected to the position of Senate President,
Hindi nagpalit ng liderato para sa impeachment. Hindi totoong pinapakalat ng mga nabulaga.
Ito this time, medyo nagkabulagan.
Ang impeachment ay labanan ng numero. Hindi ang mga Duterte aligned ang dapat mangamba, kundi ang mga sa umpisa pa lang ay may hatol na.
Ang sinasabi, sir, ng ibang mga kritiko, itong Senate leadership shake-up ay tungkol lang daw sa impeachment.
Lahat na i-connect. As I told you, may 12 kami. Si Bato is 13. So kahit nawala naman siya, ang pinag-uusapan dito is whether or not you will be able to get 16 votes. Hindi siya ang pagmumulan ng 16 votes. Wala siya doon eh. 12 kami. Bakit kami magkuku? May 12 na kami kung ang pinag-uusapan lang natin eh, impeachment.
Actually, 9 lang ang kailangan para ma-dismiss.
Yes, 12 kami. So it's more than the required votes. But that's not the point. Ang ano kasi, pinipilit nilang i-connect doon. Kaya ako natatawa. Where is the connection there?
Gusto pang ipa-inhibit ang mga tinatawag nilang Duterte-aligned senators. Nananawagan pa ng partial kuno at pagiging patas, pero sa publiko, may mga pahayag na hindi makakatakas.
While VP Sara is in power, the threat of a full-blown Duterte comeback is still a very real and present danger.
Bakit ganito ang desperasyon? Bakit hindi maikubli ang gigil?
No.
Bakit natataranta ang lahat?
Mr. Speaker, I move to endorse to the Senate the resolution setting forth the articles of impeachment.
Narito ang pagsisiwala. Noong April 22 sa Soler, nagkita si Tito Soto at House Speaker D para pag-usapan kung ano ang papakialaman sa 1987 Constitution habang nakaupo si Bongbong Marcos. Kasama ni House Speaker D ay si South Cotabato Congressman Ferdinand Hernandez. Kasama ni Soto ay ang dating Senate Secretary na si Mark Mendoza. Konas ang gusto nilang mode ng charter change.
Muling sinusulong sa Kamara ang charter change o pag-amyenda sa konstitusyon sa pamamagitan ng Constitutional Convention.
Is something big brewing inside the government to claims of a possible no election scenario?
Ang pag-aamyenda ng konstitusyon sa pamamagitan ng Constituent Assembly.
At para makakuha ng suporta sa Senado at sa Kongreso, ito dapat ang mga nilalaman. Dapat ma-extend ang termino ng mga senador at congressmen na mawawala na sa pwesto by 2028. Ang eleksyon sa bawat senador ay magiging by region. Nagdiskusyon sila kung 2 o 3 senador per region. Kinompute nila kung mayroong 18 regions, nasa 36 o 54 ang magiging senador. Lumutang din ang usapang para hindi makaporma si Inday Sara sa 2028, gawing 50 years old ang edad ng pwedeng tumakbo. Pero nagpanukala rin si Soto na pwedeng gawing 35 years old para kay Vico Soto. Dahil ipagmamayabang niyang kayang talunin nito si Inday Sara.
Meron ako idadagdag, maganda, Vicky. Ibaba natin ang edad ng presidente to 35. Magagaling ng bata ngayon eh. Magagaling eh. Ibigay na natin sa mga kabataan na patakbo nitong bansa. Baka puro matino pa mailagay natin.
Baka sabihin nila, Senator Soto, this is to siguro allow your nephew, ba, si Vico, na tumakbo.
Sabi ko na
Maging qualify.
Sabi ko na mag-iisip sila ng gano'n. Hindi ko naisip si Vico ron.
Ang impormasyong ito ay mula mismo sa kasama sa meeting. Kasama din nila ay isang congressman, isang gobernador, isang retired military officer, isang dating may mataas na katungkulan, at 5 mula sa private at business sector. Kaya ba binaliwala ang panawagan ng taong bayan? Kaya ba binaliwala ang paalala ng Iglesia ni Cristo?
Hindi po nagbabago ang bilin ng Iglesia ni Cristo, Nelson, na ang Iglesia ni Cristo po ay tutol sa impeachment.
Kaya ba nagtatapang-tapangan ang mga umaastang bida sa ginagawa nilang tunay na drama? Kaya ba nila sinasabing hindi sila natatakot sa eleksyon ay dahil alam nilang walang eleksyon na magaganap?
Hindi po kami natatakot sa susunod na eleksyon.
At ang boto sa impeachment ay refleksyon ng boto sa pagsira sa 1987 Constitution. Pabor ang karamihan sa mga pagbabago sa saligang batas, lalo na sa usaping ekonomiya. Ngunit kung papakialaman ng iilan ang konstitusyon para maghari-harian at para sa pansariling kapakinabangan, makapwesto ng matagal o mailuklok ang kamag-anak, humanda kayo sa galit ng bayan. Ang pagpapalit ng liderato sa Senado ay hindi kakaiba. Ito ay nakabase sa prioridad at gusto ng mga senador. Bumabahana ng ebidensya laban kina Bongbong Marcos, Liza Marcos, Sandro Marcos at Marvin Romualdez. Kailangan ng may bayag sa Blue Ribbon Committee. Ipinangako na sa mga korap na mambabatas ang perang malilikom sa 2027. 2028 national budget dapat pigilan.
2028, alam natin that's the election budget. And it was assured to the congressmen this will also be the CONAS budget.
Nagiging isa ng malaking sindikato ang pamahalaan. Sinusuportahan ito ng mga dating kalaban, mga tinulungang manalo noong nakaraang eleksyon, mga may galit sa nagdaang administrasyon. Lahat sila kasama ng pinakamalaking troll farms at ilang bahagi ng mainstream media ay pinagagana ng dalawang bagay. Pera galing sa korupsyon, galit sa mga Duterte. Mahalaga ang liderato ng Senado para sa mga korap at nakasandal sa mga buwaya ng kapangyarihan. Ngunit mas mahalaga ito sa mga naninindigan na ang Senado ay bantayog ng konstitusyon na hindi dapat tinatakot, sinusuhulan at iniipit upang maging tau-tauhan. Maaaring hati ngayon ang Senado. Maaaring kanya-kanyang bersyon ng kwento. Wala nang pakialam kung ano ang totoo. Isa itong indikasyon na gumagana ang demokrasya. Kailangan lang maalala ng bawat senador na kahit sila ay may kapangyarihan, hindi dapat nila malimutan magpakatao. Sa kabila ng lahat ng problema, pinakamababang halaga ng piso sa kasaysayan, mataas na bilihin at gasolina, kawalan ng trabaho, halos wala nang makain, nagpapakamatay na mga magsasaka. Ang inuuna ay politika, impeachment at kung ano-anong propaganda para mabalik ang kontrol sa Senado ng mga nangako na maisakatuparan ang pagpapahaba ng panahon sa kapangyarihan.
Kung magde-deny yung mga nandoon sa meeting na yon at pabubulaanan yung aking sinabi, then sasabihin ko kung sino ang nagsiwalat sa amin. Kasi magugulantang ang buong bansa pag siniwalat ko kung sino yung nagsabi sa amin.
Impeachment, no elections, term extension. Ito ang inaatupag ng ilang mambabatas na nagiging mambubutas ng sikmura ng taong bayan. Inuuna ito kesa gutom, trabaho, kalusugan, kabuhayan. Gusto nilang pahabain ang paghihirap ng Pilipino, gusto ata nilang gumapang ang bayan sa dusa, gaya ng paggapang ng mga buwaya sa kaban ng bayan at konstitusyon. Ginoong Pangulo, Ginang Pangulo, hindi ko inaakalang aabot sa punto ng buhay ko na ako, isang Marcos, magtatanggol ng 1987 Constitution, isang saligang batas na isinulat laban sa aming pamilya. Pero sa huling pagbisita ko sa libingan ng mga bayani sa puntod ng aking ama, pinaalala ako ng mga katagang nakasulat sa kanyang himlayan, Pilipino. At bilang Pilipino, bilang isang lingkod bayan, bilang isang kaisa-isang anak ni Ferdinand Marcos na may lakas ng loob na tumindig para sa ating bansa, dapat protektahan natin ang saligang batas ng Pilipinas. Nitong mga nakaraang linggo, hindi lang ako basta Pilipino, hindi lang ako basta senador. Naging reporter pa at vlogger dahil walang mag-cover sa totoong nangyayari. Pero napakaraming nagko-cover up sa mga korap na politiko. Kung meron nakakaalam sa galit ng bayan pagdating sa pagpapahaba ng poder sa kapangyarihan, nasa unahan na ako ng listahan. Hindi ako makakapayag na walang maisabuhay sa mga aral ng kasaysayan. Noong naharang natin ang PI na yan, People's Initiative, noong Enero 2024, hindi naman sila tumigil. Noong 12 ng Agosto 2025, unang inihayag ni Bongbong Marcos ng ating Pangulo na hindi niya tututulan ang isang Constitutional Convention o CONCON upang ayusin umano ang mga butas sa saligang batas, kasunod ng pahiwatig ng Kongreso na sumusuporta nito. Pagsapit ng Nobyembre, nung nakaraang taon din, naghain na si Congressman Ronaldo Puno at mga miyembro ng NUP, National Unity Party, ng House Bill 5870 naglalayong magpatawag ng Constitutional Convention upang magmungkahi ng mga amyenda sa konstitusyon. Noong ika-30 ng Enero 2026, nagpahayag naman si dating Senate President Soto ng suporta sa pagtalakay ng mga amyenda sa konstitusyon matapos ang desisyon ng Korte Suprema kaugnay ng impeachment laban kay VP Sara Duterte. Agad itong ikinatuwa ng tropang NUP na nagsabing mahalaga ang kooperasyon ng Senado upang maisulong ang mga reforma sa saligang batas. Gayunpaman, noong ika-31 ng Enero 2026, sumagot ang Malacanang, hindi raw prioridad ang charter change o CHA-CHA dahil nakatutok umano ang Pangulo sa mga isyong pang-ekonomiya. Isang pahayag na inilabas matapos magpahayag ng suporta si SP Soto noon sa pag-amyenda ng konstitusyon. Sa gitna ng debateng ito, naghain noong ika-7 ng Pebrero 2026 yung dating ARTA, Rabindranath Kilala, ng isang radikal na panukala, buwagin ang Senado, pati na rin ang Kongreso at lahat ng lokal na sanggunian, paltan ng isang National Legislative Assembly, maari umanong makatipid ng hanggang 1 trilyong taon-taon. Noong nakaraang buwan, formal din hinikayat ni Congressman Puno at ng NUP ang liderato ng Kamara na simulan ng pakikipag-usap sa Senado hinggil sa charter change sa pamamagitan ng Constitutional Convention. Ginamit pa nila ang pagiging bukas ni SP Soto sa constitutional amendments bilang oportunidad para sa koordinasyon ng dalawang kapulungan. Sa huli, noong ika-14 ng Mayo 2026, mariing itinanggi ng Malacanang ang akusasyon ni Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano na sinusubukan ng palasyo pahinain ang Senado. Binigyan diin ng palasyo na hindi pinag-uusapan ng CHA-CHA at inulit ang pananaw ng Pangulo na hindi ang pag-amyenda ng saligang batas ang sagot sa kasalukuyang problema ng bansa. Ngunit hindi ito ang nangyayari sa labas ng palasyo. Ang NOEL at term extension ay buhay na buhay sa mga patay na patay sa kapangyarihan. Pagkat sa kasalukuyang ika-20, ika-20 Kongreso, maraming panukalang naglalayong baguhin ang konstitusyon. Mula sa House Bill 368 ni Congressman Abante na nagsusulong ng CONCON hanggang sa resolution of both houses number 1 ni Congressman Garbin. Sinundan pa ng resolution of both houses number 2 naglalaman ng mungkahing ibaba sa 35 anyos ang minimum age requirement ng presidente at ang vice-presidente 30 ang edad. Bukod dito, Congressman Richard Gomez naghain ng resolution number 3 upang amyendahan din ang Constitution. Meron pang resolution number 4, nagmumungkahi gawing 3 taon na lamang, 3 magkakasunod na termino ang panunungkulan ng mga senador. Nariyan ang House Resolution 460 ni na Congressman Oreta, Congressman Remulla, Congressman Dasa at iba pa na bibigyan linaw daw ang kahulugan ng forthwith sa impeachment. At mula noong Abril, habang hinihikayat ng mga congressman na bumoto sa impeachment, malakas ang ugong ng NOEL sa 2028. Lumutang na rin ang mga detalye. Magte-term extension ang mga congressman at madadagdagan ng 3 taon na mananatiling nakaupo sa pwesto hanggang 2031. Ganon din, 2028. Ganon din ang mga senador, pati ang Pangulo, hanggang 2031 na raw. Kung may eleksyon man sa 2028, sa lokal na lang. Kaya, Visayas o Mindanao ka man, suportado ng iglesia o hindi, walang problema dahil walang eleksyon. Kaya ang tanong ngayon, ayaw ba talaga ng palasyo sa Chacha o kunwari lang? O talaga bang wala ng respeto sa Pangulo? Bukod kay Lito Banayo, napakarami kong sources patungkol sa mga meeting na naganap para sa isinusulong na Constituent Assembly o CONAS. Mga kalipunan ng mga politikong hindi nananalo sa mga matataas na posisyon, inaambisyon nila. Kung hindi kayang manalo sa boto, baguhin na lang ang konstitusyon. Noon pa man, hindi ako naging hadlang sa pagbabago. Kumpara lamang sa ekonomiya at ikagiginhawa ng buhay ng Pilipino. Pero magagaling ang mga buwaya. Tahimik na gumagapang upang malamon pati ang konstitusyon. Kung nagsisinungaling ang mga nagsumbong sa akin, kung sasabihin kasinungalingan ang sinabi ko ngayon at ang pinalabas, hinihikayat ko ang mga senador ngayon sa ating bulwagan. Ipangako natin sa taong bayan na may eleksyon sa 2028 mula sa presidential hanggang sa lokal. At Madam President, magiging masaya akong mapatunayan na mali ako. Dahil ibig sabihin nun, mananalo ang tama. In the interest of time and that this chamber may proceed with its scheduled legislative business, I will not entertain any interpellations at this juncture and would rather allow the facts in the video as well as confronting this nation to resonate fully with this chamber and the Filipino people. I urge this body to look deeply into what we have witnessed today, act with vigilance, courage, and fidelity to the Constitution we swore to defend. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you.
Madam President, may I make
Yes, we recognize Senator Mig Subiri.
point of order? Madam President, the point of order. Under Section 93, 94, and 95 on Unparliamentary Acts and Language, I just want to point out that the video that the lady senator presented was obviously opinionated, a propaganda tool, right? It's should be stricken off the record, Madam President. And it's unparliamentary. We've seen videos presenting evidence on issues that are taken up on the floor. Senator Tulfo always comes out with videos showing people being mauled, people being abused for the information of this body to act on that particular issue. But to come up with an opinionated piece like that, ganong klaseng video na propaganda, na sowing intrigue. Kasi ako, Madam President, hindi naman ako sang-ayon sa people's charter change. I was the first one in this institution who fought that kind of move with the PI, and all of us together, kaming lahat, for the first time in the history of the Senate, 24 senators tumayo dyan at pinasapu natin yung Contra People's Initiative, na fake People's Initiative, na talagang kinall out natin yung lahat ng grupo ng tumutulak nun, from the Speaker and even Malacanang, kinalaban natin. Kaya wala kami kinalaman dyan. Bakit sinama kami dyan sa propaganda na yan? Na dahil kami, Duwag 11? Ano ba yan? Bulaga 11? At grade 13? That should not be shown here. Because what will stop us now, Madam President, for that lady senator, that we come up also with a propaganda video here, papalabas din namin, yung mga sala nila. Oo, kung ano-ano, hindi naman kami ganyan. No? To gain traction, to gain views and publicity, will destroy our fellow colleagues here. Walang ganyanan. Ako, hindi ako nagagalit. Kilala niyo ako. Ako pinaka-amiable dito. Mahal ko kayong lahat. Pero hindi tama yung pangyayaring iyon. Hindi ba? Kung galit po kayo, magsalita po siya dyan, magalit siya sa gobyerno niya. Magalit siya sa kapatid niya. Murahin niya kapatid niya. Pero wag naman niya idamay yung mga tao na walang kinalaman dyan. Katulad niyan, never ako kinausap ni Senate President Soto. Never ako kinausap ng mga kasamahan ko dito about charter change. Kasi alam din nila, tutol ako. Tinanong ko din sila, wala silang kausap, wala silang kinalaman, wala silang alam sa charter change. This whole group is just nodding, shaking their heads. There is no such thing. Inday-badiday na ba tayo dito sa Senado? Kaya nga sinasabi, we're a circus. I apologize to those who are watching. They think we're a circus. We are a circus because this type of language that we are pushing in this August chamber, it's unparliamentary, Madam President. It is unparliamentary. And I'll tell you now, these people here, ladies and gentlemen, in this body are not in favor of any amendments to the Constitution. We just want to bring back the integrity of this same chamber. Cannot we discuss that as a group, as a body, that we fight for our integrity, for the good name to be brought back, for people like Jokno, people like Tanyada, people like Aquino, people like Salonga, even Frank Drilon, people like Miriam Defensor Santiago, Joker Arroyo, who stood here for what was the best times of our institution. Have we forgotten that and we've made it already like a circus? Madam Chair, I do not agree. Because I'm not Macamarcos. I'm not, so when you come up with a propaganda tool like that, hitting all of us, it makes us look that we are, nasa panig po kami ng mali at nasa panig po kami ng mga demonyo. Diba? May panindigan po kami lahat dito, Madam President. So therefore, you can see my passion on this. I move to strike the horrible propaganda video off the records of this great institution, Madam President.
Before I recognize the former Senate President, may I ask the former Senate President, Senator Subiri, is that transformed into your motion?
Yes, that's a motion.
That is your motion.
That is a motion, Madam.
Yes. So before we act on your motion, may I hear first from the Minority Leader
Thank
and
you.
then Senator Tulfo? Yes. Is it a
Thank you, Your
manifestation
Honor.
or a motion
Thank
as
you
well?
very much, Your Honor. Well, this is a way of seconding the motion of Senator Subiri. First of all, the presentation, or what we call the editorial video that we witnessed, yes. I would like to take exception of my being mentioned there. Parang lumalabas na parang lahat ng narinig nila or nakipag-meeting sa akin ang speaker o kung sino pa, parang pumayag ako. Sana tinanong nila yung source nila, pumayag ba ako? Yung mga binabanggit na idea, I did not even mention it to any member of the Senate. Tungkol doon sa mga ideas of, let's say, a regional Senate and all that. Ito mga idea ng mga tao to eh. Di ba? Kung nakikinig ka, narinig mo yung idea, ikaw ba'y sumang-ayon na? Dahil narinig mo? For example, in my case, I have never been in favor of charter change. Never. From the day I became a senator up to the present, ang dami namin pinagdaanan dyan. Ang mas gusto ko, CHA. C-H-A, not charter change. Ang kailangan natin, CHA, character change. That is what we need. Kaya kung merong, let's say, may idea ang Speaker of the House, gustong kausapin ng Senate President at sinasabi nila, meron silang mga membro, ganito, idea ganito, nag-idea ganito, ay ibig sabihin ba nun, mali na kagad ako dahil narinig ko? Ano? Did I agree? Ang sabi ko pa nga, if you're going to change or amend, not change amend, ang nabanggit ko. If you're going to amend the Constitution, baka ako pumayag sa isang bagay lang, sabi ko. At yun may baga sa in jest ko pa sinabi. Sabi ko, ibaba natin ang edad. Bakit sa Amerika, 35 years old ng presidente? Ang senator, 30. Bakit sa atin 40 and 35? Kaya mali pa rin yung sinasabi doon sa isa sa comment sa the distinguished lady na sinasabi, gusto ko raw iakyat into 50 para ma-disqualify doon sa Sara Duterte. That's not true, Mr. President, Madam President. That's impossible. I never said that. Di ba? And I have nothing to do with the proposal for any elections of Sara Duterte in 2028. For all you know, I might vote for her. Di ba? Ano ba yan eh? Hindi pa pwedeng porque pinag-uusapan, narinig mo, yun na kaagad. At saka lalabas dito na para bang ako'y nakikiisa. I have nothing to do with the allegations of Chacha. I heard the proposals. I never brought it up to my colleagues, any one of them. Hindi ko binanggit eh. As a matter of fact, there was one time na sinasabi yung meeting daw namin, Senator Lacson was there. He dropped by because he had the board meeting. Tapos sabi ko, tama-tama, nagkamali siya ng pasok. Andun lang kami. Well, it's not a room. It's just the VIP area that's open, very open. Sabi ni Senator Lacson, anong ginagawa niyo rito? Nagkamali ako ng pasok. Hindi, sabi ko, nagkwentuhan lang kami. Sabi ko, at tinanong ko pa siya, ilan ba yung kwartong pinapagawa sa new Senate building? I even asked him that. Bakit? Sabi niya, why? Ito kang kako, yung mga congressmen gustong gawing regional. Gusto nilang gawing 36 ang mga senador. Sabi ko, tatanong ko kung kakasya ron. We were joking. So yung mga source na nakikinig ng mga kwento, parang they make it sound sinister. Mag-ingat po tayo sa mga ganong kwento. Hindi ko sinasabing hindi nangyari. Nangyari. Yung nag-usap kami, nakita kami. As a matter of fact, you will not be surprised. You should not be surprised if I often see Bojidi. Because Bojidi is my golf mate. Ang mga golfing friends namin, every now and then, nagkaka-dinner kami. And during that time, na pinag-uusapan nila yung na binabanggit na nag-meeting daw kami dahil sa Chacha. Parang ganun ang dating eh. That's not true. Ang talagang topic namin was the new TW777 of Honma Meres. It's a new set of clubs that Speaker Boji was telling me that he wanted to buy and asked me if I've tried it already. Kami mga golfing buddies na grupo. Even Dom Mendoza was there because Dom Mendoza is NPC also. He's the Secretary General of NPC. So pagka nakikita-kita kami, almost, every 2 weeks? Every month, we have an NPC meeting. We always miss you, Madam President, because you seldom attend. So hindi dapat masamain kung nag-uusap-usap ang mga politiko. Kung may mga idea mga politiko. That's why I really take offense. I take exception to what was presented. But I don't care about what the other mention or the other things that were mentioned. But as far as the issue of my involvement in Chacha is concerned, I vehemently deny. Definitely, I have nothing to do with that. And I second the motion of Senator Subiri that the editorial video should be stricken off the record because it appears na parang mayroon tayong sinister na plano na kasama kami. Thank you.
Yes.
Madam President.
Thank you very much. Just so that there's a proper order, according to who first raised his hand, I saw Senator Erwin Tulfo. I saw Senator...
I am objecting to the motion, Madam President.
Let me just... Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, was it? Senator Kiko Pangilinan and Senator Ping Lacson and Senator Bam Aquino, Senator Rafi Tulfo, and Senator Rodante Marcoleta. I hope I am not accused of favoring the minority, although I heard the good senator. Yes, Senator Marcoleta may speak after
Madam
Senator
President,
Erwin. Yes.
I think I need to be heard because I am the one who objected to the motion.
Oh, there's been an objection. Okay.
Yes.
The others are seconding the motion of Senator Miguel Zubiri. And
Yes, Madam President,
Senator
I think-
Dante Marcoleta is objecting to the motion to delete off the record the privileged speech. May we, the video in the privileged speech, we take note of that, may we hear the other seconding motions? And I think I've recognized the others in that order. Yes, we take note
Madam President, will
of
you
the
not
objection.
hear why I objected? I
Yes.
need to register the reasons why I objected to the motion.
Madam President, I raised my hands immediately after. So I guess siguro
May I?
before hearing the objection of the good gentleman.
That is what the
from
chair
Pampanga.
will, actually, that is what the presiding officer will actually say, that we will listen in the order that I mentioned, the seconding motions, and we will likewise listen to the objection so noted by Senator Marcoleta and all the reasons pertaining to the objection, and we will vote on the measure because there is an objection. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I second the motion to strike that off our records, that video presentation presented earlier, Madam President. Because, Madam President, all senators of this chamber, be it the majority, be it the minority, we need respect, or we deserve respect, Madam Chair.
So, maybe after the reference of business, or even before that, as announced yesterday, we'll have an all-member caucus. We will discuss two things. We'll finalize the schedule. There's some amendments from the Secretariat and also some announcements and some questions, if there are any suggestions for preparation of our staff. Secondly, one senator, and I thank him, but I won't name him because I didn't ask him yesterday, inquired about the investigation of the DOJ to the May 13 events. So we continue to receive subpoenas or requests for information from different agencies and departments. We have, from the start, fully cooperated. We agreed to a joint investigation with the... So we want to share the information and get direction from all members, just for the information, so that there'll be no misunderstanding. Then I guess the news is the news, and there's no surprises there. So after the all-member caucus, we will ask the indulgence of the minority, because the majority, while we are still the majority, will have a majority caucus after. So if there are any important matters you want to bring up after the journal, of course, that is your privilege. Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr. President, before we proceed, may I just be allowed to acknowledge some guests from the gallery, guests of our Senate President and the Senate. The Council of Bishops and Ministers Association of the Philippines, CBMAP. We have with us also former Presidential Advisor for Religious Affairs, our dear Bishop Tito Butch Belica is here with us.
Who celebrated his
birthday,
yesterday.
Mr. President, yesterday. Mr. President, we also have guests of Senator Ligarda, Dr. Godelin Hisol, Dr. Jeline Alentahan, and Mr. Rainier Paul Teologo. Guests of Senate Minority Leader Tito Soto, Dr. John Ortiz Chope. Guests of Senate President Cayetano, Princess Bustamante, Miss Teen World Philippines Earth 2026, who hails from Taguig City. We welcome all of them in this August chamber, Mr. President.
And we'd like to thank not only the bishops, but the millions of Filipinos who are praying for the Senate and for the country. Your prayers are felt by both the minority and the majority.
Yes. Mr. President, Senator Lito Lapid is seeking the floor. May I move that he be acknowledged, yes. Mr. President?
May I ask for silence? We want to listen to the legend. Senator Lapid.
Salamat po, Mr. President. Kaliwanagan lang po, manifestation lang. Tungkol po yung nangyari kahapon at marami pong kumakalat sa social media na ako'y lumipat na sa majority. Hindi po totoo yan. Nananatili po ako sa minority group at hindi po ako alis dito. At yung pong motion ni Senator Zubiri kahapon ay sinusuportahan ko po. Hindi ko lang po ako nakapagsalita kahapon. Kala ko may botohan. Ngayon pala ay wala naman. Hiling ko lang po dito sa Senado, sana magkaisa tayo. Iwasan ang bangayan. Ang dami-dami natin bisitang pari dito. Palakpakan po natin sila para ipagdasal niyo po kami na magkaisa na kami para maibalik ang dangal ng Senado. Maraming salamat po.
Your manifestation is noted, and wala ka man sa majority, Senator Lito Lapid, nandiyan ka parate sa puso namin.
Mr. President,
Senator Pia Cayetano.
I'd just like to comment. Gusto ko lang magpasalamat kay Senator Lito Lapid na kahit na magkaiba na tayo ng partido, I think we are batchmates, so magkasama kami since 2004. So majority, minority, buwan-buwan nagpapadala pa rin siya sa akin ng Maha Blanca at Suman. Maraming salamat po.
Gusto ko kasi malaman mo na mahal kita.
What does the brother say?
No, I am trying to figure out bakit Maha Blanca ang binibigay sa kanya, samantalang sinabi ko na kay Kuya Lito Lapid na ako'y umiinom na ng maintenance medicine para sa kolesterol, pero sisig pa rin ang dinadala niya para sa akin. So iniisip ko kung mahal din niya ako o si Senator Pia lang ang kanyang mahal.
Mr. President, nilalapit ka daw niya sa Diyos. Mr. President, at this juncture, I move that we dispense with the reading of the journal of the 67th session, May 25, 2026, and consider the same as approved.
Let us first recognize the former Senate President and the present Minority Leader. Senator Tito Soto, sir.
Thank you, sir. I am not objecting. I would just like to make sure that the manifestation of Senator Lapid is manifested in the journal, because
Yes.
in the journal yesterday, it is manifested that he did not agree with the motion of Senator Subiri. So we want that
Yes, so
corrected.
before we approve the journal should accurately reflect that Senator Lito Lapid agreed with every member of the minority. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
And in the end, we agreed as a body, to find a way forward. Yes. Senator Erwin Tulfo, you are
Senator Erwin
recognized.
is...
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Majority Floor Leader. It's a quick manifestation, or if not, a sort of point of clarification, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
I heard that the media are their access to areas in the Senate are limited. Is there a new rule right now, Mr. President? They are banned from going to the 6th floor to conduct interviews or wait for our VIPs, and then they're not allowed anymore in our railings. I mean,
I will check. I have no information. I have not moved to the 6th floor.
please.
I am still holding office here. Sometimes we ask them to allow us to pass going to the session hall. We can't blame them because the Senate is hot topic. There's been some senators who have asked because usually we confine to some areas, but because of the activity since May 11, everyone wants to get their footage, whether in their official camera. So I think we've just asked for a little bit of order here, but let me inquire, but so far I have no information that we're limiting any movement from the media.
Thank you, Mr. President, because that's they were told by I don't know. I really don't know whose order did it come from.
They were told that
they're not allowed to go to the 6th floor anymore and to move away from the railings because they were just surprised, Mr. President, that they need a previous.
Let me check the 6th floor because I don't hold office in the 6th floor.
Yes, so they're asking if there's a new rule, Mr. President.
Yes, but as far as the railings is concerned, that has been an old ruling. Before they're even allowed on the floor, when you were not still a senator, sir, before 3 o'clock. But what happens is that sometimes the Senate President, that was before I left the Senate to go to DFA, Senate Majority Leader. No? I don't know when we changed the rule na hindi sila pwede sa floor. but they have allotted space all over, but we also have guests. And then our staff has the first row for obvious reasons. But of course, when there's activity on the floor, they move forward. So if it's just a reminder to give the staff enough space and also enough room, that's okay. But if they're being prohibited or in any way they're being hampered from doing their job, then I'll make sure that that doesn't happen. But having said that, we do have limited space all over, and medyo mas marami na talagang media ngayon.
Thank you for the clarification, Mr. President, and for that assurance. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing it up, Senator Tulfo.
Yes, Mr. President, I move for the previous question that we dispense with the reading of the journal of the 67th session, May 25, 2026, and consider the same as approved.
Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
Mr. President, at this juncture, I move that we proceed with the reference of business.
There's no objection. Please proceed.
Bills on first reading. Senate Bill number 2151 titled, An Act Urging the Comprehensive Planning, Development, and Export Promotion of the UBE, providing funds therefore and for other purposes, introduced by Senator Marcos.
Referred to the Committees on Agriculture, Food and Agrarian Reform, Trade, Commerce and Entrepreneurship, and Finance.
Number 2152, an act defining the rights and fundamental freedoms of human rights defenders, declaring state responsibilities, and instituting effective mechanisms for the protection and promotion of these rights and freedoms, by Senator Ontiveros.
Referred to the Committee on Justice and Human Rights.
An act granting the Katigbak Enterprises, San Pablo City Incorporated, a franchise to construct, install, establish, operate, and maintain radio and television stations in the Philippines, by Senator Aquino.
Referred to the Committee on Public Services.
An act establishing a College of Medicine in Eastern Samar State University in the province of Borongan, province of Eastern Samar, and appropriating funds therefore, by Senator Aquino.
Referred to the Committees on Higher Technical and Vocational Education, Ways and Means, and Finance.
An act unifying the National Police Clearance System and National Bureau of Investigation Clearance System, creating the Unified Criminal Clearance System database, providing funds therefore and for other purposes, by Senator Soto III.
Referred to the Committees on Justice and Human Rights, Public Order and Dangerous Drugs, and Finance.
An act providing for a 5-year validity period of the professional identification cards of all Professional Regulation Commission, by Senator Tulfo Rafi.
Referred to the Committee on Civil Service, Government Reorganization, and Professional Regulation.
Number 2157, an act institutionalizing the grant of internship allowance for students in public and private state universities and colleges in the Philippines, by Senator Tulfo Rafi.
Referred to the Committees on Higher Technical and Vocational Education, Ways and Means, and Finance.
Number 2158, an act modifying the prescriptive period of money claims arising out of employer-employee relations, amending for this purpose Article 306 of Presidential Decree number 442 as amended, otherwise known as the Labor Code of the Philippines, by Senator Tulfo Rafi.
Referred to the Committee on Labor, Employment, and Human Resource Development.
Number 2159, an act regulating the planning, design, construction, occupancy, maintenance, and demolition of buildings, promoting building resilience against earthquake, fire, flood, landslide, storm, volcanic eruption, and multiple hazards within an all-hazards approach to resilience building, enacting a new Philippine Building Act, repealing for the purpose Republic Act number 6541, entitled An Act to Ordain and Institute a National Building Code of the Philippines, and Presidential Decree number 1096, otherwise known as the National Building Code of the Philippines, by Senator Tulfo Rafi.
Referred to the Committees on Public Works and Finance.
An act strengthening the national anti-rabies program through the establishment of animal bite centers in rural health units, the provision of free anti-rabies vaccinations, and appropriating funds therefore, by Senator Tulfo Rafi.
Referred to the Committees on Health and Demography, Local Government, and Finance.
Okay. Number 2161, an act mandating the establishment of mangrove buffer zones in development projects throughout the Philippines, by Senator Ejercito.
Referred to the Committees on Environment, Natural Resources, and Climate Change, Tourism, Ways and Means, and Finance.
Number 2162, an act declaring the Verde Island Passage in the provinces of Batangas, Marinduque, Occidental Mindoro, Oriental Mindoro, and Romblon as an ecotourism zone, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes, by Senator Ejercito.
Referred to the Committees on Tourism, Environment, Natural Resources, and Climate Change and Finance.
Number 2163, an act mandating the establishment of 20-year sports excellence roadmap to strengthen grassroots